Welcome back to the channel, guys. Today we're back on the RX-8 as it's currently in limp mode. We have an engine light on and I've narrowed it down to it's the OMP, oil monitoring pump or metering pump, depending on, some people call it a metering pump, some people call it a monitoring pump. So someone has kindly sent me one out off a fully running engine, so we're going to get that swapped out, see if it takes out of limp mode and see if we can get rid of that engine light, and then we'll be able to pass it and get it through its MOT. So let's just get straight into it. Right, so the first thing we've got to do, we've got to take off battery cover, take out the battery, and then we'll be able to access the OMP down here. Okay, this here is your OMP, and this is a coolant line. I've seen on videos on YouTube that people take this coolant line off after draining all the fluids, but I have taken this off, taken the OMP off without taking this off, and with taking it off, and there's not much difference in it, so we'll just do it again without taking this off. I've already numbered lines from when I last took it off, so we haven't got to do that, but I would number these up 1 to 4 as there's 4 of them because they have to go back in a certain place. So let's get to taking this off. Alright, so when taking it off, a little bit of oil will come out. There's one 10mm there, and then there's 2 10mm behind that you access from through the wheel arch. So take your wheel off and you'll come in that way with a little ratchet. But what we'll do first, we'll take off this one and then take off the oil lines while we're on top of the car, and then we'll go underneath the car. Okay, that's all the oil lines disconnected, and they do have a little copper washer on them, and sometimes it sticks on the bolt, so you have to be careful with that. And then there is like a square sort of washer with 4 holes in it for the actual OMP itself. So now we'll go under the car and disconnect the 2 other bolts, and then these 2 connectors. There's 2 electrical connectors, and then it should be out. Okay, I don't know if you guys can, well, you definitely can't see, but we're going to be going through here, and then it is about there. So what you need is a small mini ratchet, small extension, and then a small 10mm. Some oil will drip out of it. The first time I took it off, no oil actually came out whatsoever, and then I got things moving, tried to clean it up, and now oil does come out of it, but it still doesn't work, so this is why we're changing it out. Now disconnect this, disconnect that, and that'll be the OMP out.
there it is, that's the OMP. That's a little O-ring in there. I'm not sure if the new one still has it, so we'll put this to one side just in case. But yeah, as I said, the first time I took this out, no oil came out of it whatsoever. So I managed to make it work, but there's something wrong with the sensor that's throwing up the engine light on the dashboard, so that's why I will replace it.
And here's the new one with, it's got some oil lines on there, it's got the sensor on there, and it doesn't have the O-ring obviously, because they're not sealed in or anything, they just come out. So it's a good job we saved the other one. And I'm going to take off these oil lines for now and just use the original ones, because I don't know where or how to put them on engine side rather than just OMP side. So we'll leave them off for now and get this all connected and see if we can get rid of that engine light. Alright, this install has gone from simple to a little bit more complicated. I have to change all these oil lines over as the thread, there's a threaded into in the OMP for the new oil lines, so the original bolts won't fit in there, so we'll do that now.
2 hours later.
Alright, before rerunning all the lines, I've just changed this sensor from the old one to the new, from the new one to the old one. See if that works when I've got more time, because I haven't got time to change all the lines today, and I can't leave the car here like this without being able to start it and move it. So let's just see if that works. Okay, so the OMP is back on. We've got one of the bolts in. I'm just going to put all the lines back on. So I've got all the washers on the actual bolt, and then we'll put this behind the first line and then bolt down the first line, and then the rest will just fly on. With these original lines, they do kind of just put themselves back in the right place, because they're all a certain length and they've got certain bends in them. Right, let's go under the car, put the other 2 bolts in, and then tighten everything up and plug it back in and see if it's worked. Get this battery back on and start the car, see if the light goes off. Alright, let's give this a go. The engine light's gone off. Now we wait to see if it comes back on, which I'm guessing it will, but if it doesn't, then we fixed it. Oh, it normally comes back on by now. Right, what we'll have to do, we'll have to give it a little run up and down the road to see if it comes back on, but so far it's not on. Yes! Right, it's a couple of minutes later, the light is still not on, so we'll get this wheel on and we'll give it a run up and down the road, see if it comes back on, or see if we fixed it, or even see if it's still in limp mode, which I really hope it's not. Fingers crossed it's not in limp mode anymore. So let's get on it. All right, let's see how it drives and if it's out of limp mode. I've never driven this car with it being out of limp mode, so let's have a go. Yeah, it's out of limp mode, all right. It's not bad, not bad at all. Let's see how it revs up now. Alright, now it's out of limp mode. I'm going to go get an oil filter and some new oil, so it's all clean oil running through the system again. So I'll get back to you then. That's the oil filter changed, and now I'm about to put the oil in it after draining it all out. And well, you may be thinking, why has it gone dark? It's 10 minutes to do an oil change and filter change, which would be the case if people didn't over tighten oil filters. I'll show you this now. That is the oil filter, and that is the way I had to get it out, by absolutely smashing it with a hammer. And in order to get it out, because it is there, don't know if you can see, but that's the oil filter. I had to take all the inlet manifold off, and then I've just had to put it all back on. But now it's time to put the oil in, and we have got 5W30 Advanced Full Synthetic Castrol oil, and it's about 4.5 litres, so let's get that in the car. Alright, that should be all running a lot better now. Now the filter's done, the oil change, the OMP's working again, the engine light's gone off. The only light I've got on the dash now is a coolant light, and it's not because it hasn't got any coolant or water in it, it's because I need to replace the coolant bottle. You can't buy the sensors separately, so you just have to buy the whole bottle. So I'll get that done, and then there should be no lights on the dash, and this thing should be ready to go. So I hope you've enjoyed this video today, guys. It was a bit all over the shop, but that's what it always turns out to be when you're working on cars. So please like, share and subscribe, and catch you in the next one.